Well, hello, good people, and welcome to another episode of Internet for Old People. This is where we talk about the pop that makes and made our culture. I'm Ken Napzok, your host for this fine affair. We have a lot of fun here. We got a new segment I'm finally getting to after forgetting to bring the item I want to share with y'all for about the last 3 episodes here. We're a bi-weekly show here on the Good People Association. If you're just joining us, what is the Good People Association? It is a digital brand, a production company, and an empire of fun. And if you want more, if you want to get some merch, if you want to join with a special membership like the Bucket Club membership that gets you a nice sweet bucket to drink your alcohol or drink of choice from, you can go to thegpa.fun. We have a live audience watching this right now. People like Vermont Mike, Michael Kautzer, Laserbolt, Sammy Leon Mendoza. A lot of people checking in today, watching live as we talk about the past from the present. And I'm not going to do it alone. We have 2 wonderful people joining, not just the show, but coming on the Good People Association for the first time. And I'm very happy to do what I like to call like I'm a property owner of a mall, new to market. People that a lot of people in my the old Collider Schmoes world, maybe you're not familiar with them, and I want you to get familiar with them here on the Good People Association. Our first guest, I'm going to be introducing them at the same time. They'll pop up here. Our first guest is an actor. He's a filmmaker. He's a playwright, I'm sure, as well. I haven't checked that, but I think he is. He's also a lover, not a fighter. He has a great YouTube channel that if you want advice on not just acting, but life, finances, inspiration, how to get through hard times, how to get through the good times, how to get through it all, he is Scott Antonucci. And also today, joining the show, she is a wonderful mainstay radio personality at 107.7 The Bone up in San Francisco, where me and Mark Ellis went up there to hang out with her at Baby Huey. She's also the host of the Soundwaves TV program and a great podcast called Rock Your Life. Please welcome to the GPA, Chasta, Lynn, and Scott Antonucci. Hi, friends.
Hi, how are you?
We're great. Oh, this is exciting. I'm excited.
It is.
I'm excited because I know both of you from different parts of my own little world. Scott and I met and got drunk together at a holiday party about 2013, 2014, and we're still talking and finally doing things together. And Chasta, Mark and I came to act like big shot comics, and you let us pretend to be that for about 2 days, and it was good.
And you guys schooled me on the Star Wars. At that time,
right.
I had not yet seen Star Wars at all. And because of you, Ken, I have now been educated in all things Star Wars. I went to Star Wars University last year, and I watched a lot of them. So not all of them. Some people told me to skip some, but I saw most.
Well, those people would be wrong. Those people would be wrong, and I'll debate them.
Take it up with Baby Huey. Take it up with him.
Oh.
He gave me carte blanche to skip a couple.
Is
so.
it? Oh, Baby Huey did? Huey, if you're watching, I'm coming for you. I'll cut a promo on you, and I'll come for you. I'll get in that ring. I'll take it on 1, 2, and 3. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Scott, how are you? Are you ready to discuss pop culture here? You had a lot of you said to me, you're like, I don't know, man. So I'm kind of a one-trick pony. It's acting or nothing else. You ready? You ready for today?
No, I'm not ready. I'm going to be terrible. I'm in with the 2 professionals. You're both so intimidating. Ken, I believe we've now met virtually more than we've met in person.
It's so true.
Yeah. We met once.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
But you got drunk together. So, I mean, that counts for something, right?
But Chasta, you know this drill. It's like a holiday party. This is like 2013, 2014. We have mutual friends.
Yes.
The great Bonnie Somerville, some other folks. And it was like, oh, you're cool. You're cool. You want a podcast? Yeah, it's a podcast. And like 6 years went by. And then we're like, oh, let's actually podcast.
And here we are. Okay.
There were a lot of times when we were our only audience member for various online social media things.
Yeah.
I so get that too.
So and I got to get to Chasta's resume and pedigree for this talk too. But so Scott had said, he goes, I don't know what I could do. I got to do. And then he sent me something that proved that he's got some nerdy pop culture Star Trek in his blood. Kaika, do you have that photo to share with the world? This
Feel
is
free.
Scott. I did. You didn't know you were going to do this, but there's Scott in high school.
That's me in high school.
Talking about
What
Star
abuse.
Trek, The Next Generation, A Way of Life. So there you go.
Star Trek, and this shirt is also a Star Trek reference.
Awesome.
Yeah.
See, you're ready, Scott. You're ready, Scott.
I'm ready.
On
ready.
the other side of the coin here, Chasta, I know you kind of live in this world, talking music, playing music, and all that kind of stuff. You got a wonderful drummer in your life. You're surrounded by music and pop culture. As a radio personality, how do you feel about pop culture just in general? How it fuels your life?
Well, I mean, I'm obviously a music junkie. That's my whole life through and through. We own a music center. I'm on a rock radio station. I have Soundwaves TV, which is music driven. So yeah, it's my whole life. Now, as far as like movies and TV, I do love that as well. I went to Hollywood to be an actor, Scott, and I failed. So here I am.
You're here. This is not failure.
Oh, true. Yes.
This is the land of success.
You're right.
Yes,
I always
with the
had
good
dreams
people.
of internet for old people. I have to say, Ken, when you reached out, you were like, I want you to be a part of Good People Association, do a podcast with me. I'm like, yes, this is great. And then he's like, internet for old people. And I'm like, I'm turning 40 this year, and I was cool with it till now. Thank you very much.
No, that's the whole point. Look, Scott and I were just talking off air. We're a few years ahead of you there, and we're like, this is the best decade of our lives. And that's not necessarily the case for everyone along the way. And look, age is different, and for a lot of folks and a lot of genders, I get that number is it can be scary, but I got to tell you, the 40s, Shasta, have been spectacular.
Oh, that makes my heart happy. Well, the 30s have rocked. I would not do my 20s again if you paid me, so I feel good about life.
Yeah, I would. If this is my 20s, I'd be in the corner afraid to talk to both of you consuming pop culture. All right, that's our guest for today. We're going to get into the show proper, but we're starting this new segment here. I don't even have a fancy graphic for it. Kaika's just going to have to hum some theme song from the board there. Kaika, you ready to hum a theme song? This is a
that was
segment.
Really good.
I literally wanted to introduce this weeks ago, and every week I'd set this item by the door and then literally step over it before I got to the studio. It is a segment I'm calling Pop Treasures. It's just Ken goes into a storage and pulls out things he bought and never got rid of. So, Kaika, you can, I think, get close if you want here. We're going with my Office Space Collector's Edition DVD set.
Dude.
That's right. Straight from the shelves, Shasta. I'm getting this up here. Look at this with this came.
Oh, wow. That is so rad.
A Lumberg coffee mug.
I was going to say, do you have a stapler in there? Please tell me you have a stapler.
You want this? You want the stapler?
Oh, my God. It has a stapler. Yes.
So there you go. There you go. Pens,
That is amazing.
a mouse pad, and collector stuff. So that's the start here. Do you guys have things that you have held on to too long but also can't get rid of because stapler?
Yeah, I hate to even admit this because she's racist now, but Roseanne was my favorite show whenever I was young. And so I have all of the seasons, all the DVDs from that show. And I still love the show. When she lost her mind on Twitter, I was so sad.
Right.
I was like, oh, that was my go-to comfort food show. And she went crazy, but I still have them, just nostalgia.
Hey, look, as someone who got into stand-up comedy in large part because I used to listen to Bill Cosby himself, I understand where you're going.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, son of a gun.
Yeah, you can't erase the influence, but you maybe can erase the person.
You gotta separate it somehow. Yeah.
You gotta separate it.
Yeah. Scott,
yeah, I just have VHS tapes. That's.
Oh, I have those too. Yeah, for sure.
I have so many.
Do you have? I have 4 left. What? You have just your entire collection?
I have some here, but I left most of it back in Connecticut in my family's home.
Yeah.
And my brother tells me that they break them out every now and then because they can't find them anywhere else.
That's awesome.
See?
So they still work.
That is.
There were drawers full. So many VHS tapes.
Well, I might top you because my VHS, I actually are the ones that I recorded from the TV, like the blank ones that you scribble on the side, like Charlie Brown.
Yes.
Yep.
I still have those.
I had a bunch of those. I think Beverly Hills Cop was taped.
Oh, totally. I have that in my attic right now.
Well, I was Star Wars. My first exposure to Episode 4, New Hope, after I saw it in the theater when I was 1, and I obviously have no memory. But we had the TV copy, and I always say, like, I can remember the commercial breaks when the torture droid comes into Princess Leia's chamber. There, the door shuts down, and it went to commercial. So my whole life, I was like, oh, Vader took a commercial break during that. That's all.
You just thought that was part of the movie?
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Yeah, I still expect commercial breaks at various pauses in television shows. Like, this is where the commercial should be.
Yeah, I do that too.
Right. Yeah. So I love that you have the VHS tapes. I just got rid of a VHS player. I need a new one. I have 4 tapes left. I have Mr. Holland's Opus.
Ooh, look at you, fancy.
Sliding Doors.
Great movie.
Then I think it is Dream Team, the Michael Keaton comedy from '89, which is one of my favorites. And then the final one is the collection of Spice Girl videos on VHS.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, you are a man of good taste. Wow.
Well done.
I'm impressed.
Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. Quickly though on this, on Office Space, do you guys have
Yeah.
a relationship to that movie? Maybe where you saw it, didn't like it, grew to like it, which was actually my case, or do you have any memories about this picture?
I do. I mean, I was in. Sorry to jump the gun here. I was in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I think it was a year or two after it had come out, and my friend was like, "You have to see this movie with Jennifer Aniston." That's how he sold it to
That's
me. Which, of course, she does not
Wow.
feature
Yeah.
too prominently in it.
yeah. I mean, but
But
that's
yeah, it
Not her best
destroyed
life.
me.
yeah.
I was working.
Yeah.
No, I was working. I was working in an office at the time. I was a secretary for a big ad agency in Chicago. Just going on auditions in my lunch hours, and this movie just hit me to the core. Like, I couldn't believe it could be that funny. And I quoted it for weeks in the office later.
It hit
was,
you.
Yeah.
It hit you where it
Mhm.
needed it. Chasta, you have a
Yeah, I remember watching it the first time and just immediately falling in love with it. What was weird about that film, though, is I saw it so many times and then I actually ended up working with the exact same stapler guy. Like, I walked into a new office, a new radio station when I came to San Francisco, and I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. And
it's
then I
Milton.
realized, like, it could be offensive
Yeah.
if I say, like, hey, you know who you remind me of? So I kept that to myself, but I think I worked with him. So that was a cool moment for me.
Wow.
I love that. For a second, I thought you actually said you walked into a radio station and Stephen Root was just sitting there going, I'm starting my
that was
shift.
in-
Be awesome.
No.
Yeah,
Stephen Root.
Go ahead, Scott.
No, I quote him all the time, but from "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" My brother and I,
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
we just go back and forth with Stephen Root quotes. Just,
I-
yeah.
Yeah,
That's just,
yeah.
She's the
Yeah,
best.
yeah. I can go back and forth with, oh, brother, where art thou? I still sometimes see one of my old friends and I go, we're in a tight spot. And he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Well, we're a geographical oddity, 2 weeks from everywhere. For this movie, my relationship with it was interesting. I saw it in the theater in 99, and 99 is a great year for film, and I'm a big fan of Magnolia. I was a big fan of American Beauty. There's another movie you look at
Magnolia.
differently now.
Yeah, that's another reference. Kevin
Yeah.
Spacey. God bless.
So that year, and then I saw this, and I knew about the shorts. I knew about Mike Judge. On Saturday Night Live, they used to run the animated shorts. I was like, oh, I'm looking forward to this. And I was like, I don't know. It kind of was thin plot wise. I had my like film. And then one day it just hit me, and I'd say Mark Ellis, Josh McCougan, and I quote this movie to each other daily. So there you go. A lot of great stuff. We're just getting started here on the show. Internet for Old People. That's the end of this one. We got this bumper right now, and on the other side of that, we got Bucket Full of Pop. All right. Chester, were you there for the return of the Spice Girls in 2008?
I'm sorry, I was just doing the robot. Yes.
Really good. It was really good.
I was obsessed with the Spice Girls. So when I was in high school, me and my girlfriends did the talent show, and we did a Spice Girls song, and it was amazing.
Yes. Scott?
It was fully lip synced, by the way.
No,
but we
Scott,
danced.
Of course.
the challenge is down. You and I, at some point, are just going to have to do Spice Girls and a talent show, and Shasta will judge.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. I'm ready.
Just,
I mean,
I'm all
to
over that.
become one, put
Wow.
it
You have
on,
to wear like a
Put
cute
it
little
on.
crop top. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Ken's already working it. Wow.
I
5 stars
just-
already.
I legitimately love the Spice Girls, and this happened when I was working at rock radio in the mid '90s, and it's just here I'm doing the Caber 95, my hometown, and the Spice Girls are breaking, and Cool Britannia's kind of this thing that's kind of popping up. And I'm a big Oasis fan, but I was just like this stupid band, this stupid pop band, and every day on my morning show we'd go to their website, this thing called a website, and we'd
Oh
take
my God.
we'd take Spice Girl tests and quizzes. Which Spice Girl are you? This is stupid. And then one day I was like, this is the best thing ever, and I love it. And it just stayed with
well,
me.
Ken, I just got a text from my wife. She said she has all the Spice Girls VHSs at her home at a mom's
that
house.
is next level.
So,
See,
Wow.
we'll have a
So
Spice
now we
Girls
have
party.
to hang out.
There we
I
go.
know that.
This is our segment called Bucket Full of Pop. Those who've watched the show now know how it goes. For our guests, I'm gonna show, or Kaika's gonna press a magic button, a picture of an event, a pop culture event, something in the news, a movie, a character, an actor, something that will maybe elicit a response. Will be on the screen, and we're gonna talk about it. So here is the first thing from the Bucket Full of Pop, going back to March 29th, 1993. Hit it, Kaika. We've got Marissa Tomei wins an Oscar. And the controversy, was it a mess up from Jack Palance, which, by the way, has been completely tossed out the window. My Cousin Vinny, the mid-90s, she breaks out in a big way. You both have reacted, so you probably were there for it, Scott, right?
Yes. Yeah, I was in the audience. I was home. And I do remember that because that's one of those moments, when you're a kid watching the Oscars. So I was a teenager. You just want the popcorn movies to get all the awards. You don't care about Remains of the Day, right? You just
I don't want any room that has a view. I do not want it.
Right. I don't care about his left foot. I don't care about his right foot. I just want. So yeah, when she won, like my biological clock and that whole thing, you're just like, we were just so happy. My whole family, I remember we were watching it because we'd all seen the movie. It was the greatest thing in the world. And and then cut to years later, I lived on Harper. I don't live there now, but I lived on Harper in West Hollywood. And she had apparently had a house across the street. That's where she lived when she won, apparently.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
So I was like, oh, I saw her win.
I saw her win. And
fantastic.
And obviously the stuff around it, you touched upon it a little, and here I am, looking down on Office Space in the theater in 1999. My Cousin Vinny, the Academy nominating and even kind of acknowledging a comedy kind of film and a young actor on the rise. Chasta, that's something that, I think we got to give her credit for kind of breaking through a lot of barriers to win this one.
Yeah, she really did, and Marissa Tomei is just totally likable. Like, she's just got so much likability to her no matter what she does.
Right.
I was fairly young. I'm going to pull that card right now. I was fairly young whenever My Cousin Vinny came out. So I didn't see it till years later. But I fell in love with her, for a million reasons. But I loved her in The Wrestler. You remember that movie? Like, come on, you guys are.
I've worked in and out of pro wrestling for 20 years. That movie is a documentary. It's so real and so good.
Right, I know,
so
exactly. And I loved, believe it or not, I loved wrestling when I was a wee little girl,
Yeah.
like Hulk Hogan era. So anyway, moving on to that, I just love everything Marissa Tomei does. She's just such a beautiful queen. I just think she's amazing.
And I can't think of anything she's done bad.
No, and in fact, and Ron Ponce in the chat says something I was going to touch upon too. I knew her when she won, and when she was in My Cousin Vinny, I was like, "You mean the friend from Different World?" Which was the spinoff from the Cosby Show.
Whoa!
Right.
Oh my God, you're right.
Season one, yeah, with the Kadeem Harrison. Season one, man, I loved it. And so Ron Ponce, I'm with you. She was
knowledge.
She was stepping up, and then. I think, too, it's like this whole thing that came out is that it was a mistake and Jack Palance read the wrong word, which, by the way, as we learned later on, years later with La La Land and Moonlight, like mistakes, they'll be corrected.
It could happen.
Eventually, but they'll be corrected. So all the people who know, they're like, no, it was legit. And I always felt bad. And she said that was hurtful because it was like, you just don't think I'm good enough? You don't think I can win? You're looking down on the young actor doing a great comedy role. Scott, you're an actor through and through here. You gotta stand up for her on that one, too, yeah?
Well, who was she acting with?
Right. Joe Pesci. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Look who she's across from. Right.
Going toe to toe with Joe Pesci. That's an instant Oscar.
Yeah.
She held her own in every single scene and then dominated most of them.
Yeah.
I mean, she's one of the things you remember most from that film, really.
Absolutely.
When you're talking about, things that stick out.
And my point to it, Shasta, too, of just not just her winning, but my point of even the show, that was whether you were a little younger or high school like Scott and I, trying to be cool. I failed every year. But like every her year. In that like one-piece kind of bodysuit, stamping her feet, yelling at Joe Pesci is just a memory I have of that era. When I think of early 90s, that's one of the things that pops up. Scott, did you ever own one of those bodysuits?
Currently. Okay. I mean, I don't want to get into details about my personal life, but
We're not seeing the bottom half of
Yeah.
this screen right now, so
yeah,
you just
no,
don't know.
and you don't want to.
Well, now
No. When you have my wife on the show,
yeah,
you can
I
ask
don't-
her.
well, and we'll do the All Spice Girls edition when your wife's on the show.
She would. She just texted me. She would love that. So
Oh
she
my
keeps
God,
texting
that's
me
great.
Spice Girls references. It's
Uh,
very exciting.
This is great. And also, Scott, now we know what you and I have to wear while we're doing our Spice Girls performance, the bodysuit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the talent show is happening.
There it is.
Definitely.
All right, that's
Can't
number one. We've got number two. We are going back to 1999, and this picture, which either scared you or made you dizzy. That's right.
Oh, dizzy. Oh,
The
horribly dizzy.
Blair
Yeah.
Witch Project. The classic scene, the classic. It elicits responses. I love this, Chasta. I'm going to start with you before you get sick. Blair Witch
Yeah, I know.
didn't hit. Got you sick.
I legitimately do get motion sickness. So like I really did have a real problem with that, like snot and stuff. Like it was not for me. I love scary movies, don't get me wrong, and it was terrifying. I mean, it really changed the course. Like I feel like, and I could be wrong because I have a terrible memory, but I feel like that was sort of when we were heading in deep to reality TV, and that reality like real vibe changed everything. So yeah, it was a course changer, but I couldn't get on board with it.
I understand. Yeah, and it's a different kind of scary psychological thriller, but you're 100% right, Chasta. This is why you're on the show, Chasta. You know this stuff. It was a game changer, and it launched a new genre, Scott. This found footage movie, but also it grew organically, dare I say, virally. The marketing campaign was very natural.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I saw it in the movie theater, and I was one of those idiots who didn't know, because I don't see horror films, and I didn't know about the found footage genre at all.
Yeah.
And so I thought I'm watching this thing happen. And then my little, like my spider sense was kicking up. I was like, that feels acted. No, but I know this is a real movie. It's a documentary. I just couldn't figure it out.
You're not alone. You're not alone.
And then, of course, later I was like, was that real? It wasn't real, right?
He thought he was watching a live stream before live streams were a thing.
Yeah.
He was
No, you're not alone. BC Tiller and Chats has thought it was real. What a dummy. No, this was part of it. And at my job at the time, my day job at the time, I remember I kind of got into an argument. I knew it was a movie. Also, I came down to study screenwriting and film and everything and all that stuff. So I knew, but I had a friend at work who was like, that documentary. I was like, Jeff, it's not. And we got in an argument. And because remember, they released that special before that was like a look into it and everything. And he was just adamant. But he also thought Chris Gaines was an actual real rock star and Garth Brooks was paying respects to him. So
a lot of people thought that.
Wow. That is a reference I don't get.
Right? Oh, there you go. I do want to, Kaika, our man on the ones and twos here. You are in a few years younger. Kaika's got so much future ahead. You're a film fan, Kaika, but you're also a horror movie fan.
Yeah.
What's your view of this movie a little bit after the big pop culture effect?
I mean, I didn't watch it until I was much older, but I remember it vividly. The first time I saw the trailer on TV, it was when my dad just moved to like El Cerrito, and we were. It just came on TV, and I like screamed and ran out of the room because I was so scared. I was like 8 years old or something. I don't think I watched it until like high school. Like I knew the whole like, oh, is it real? Is it not? And then learned it was fake. But I didn't watch it for a long time.
Yeah, that's and do you, Kaika, do you have a view on it that sometimes different, not I don't want to say just different generations, but it's sometimes maybe because it's not as overtly scary. It's definitely not a slasher pick. It does make people sick. As a horror film fan like you are, Kaika, do you have a positive view of the film or negative?
Yeah, I think I mean, it's one of the first found footage films, and like Paranormal Activity is like the more recent of like something that's coming after Blair Witch. I feel like it inspired a lot of like a lot of horror directors already are indie people. So seeing that, just bringing more people like, oh, I can do a movie that's like on a crappy camera and like with my friends. I mean, we got to kind of act it well, but like there's some good scares in there, like when the tents get like attacked, and at the very end, like even though you just see someone standing in the corner,
scary
like,
stuff.
If you like know the whole mythology and everything, is really scary.
Yeah, you just have to act good enough to trick Scott for a little bit. Is all you got to do. All right, our final item from Bucket Full of Pop. Here we go. It's 20 years ago, almost. We got a few months to the anniversary, but October 23rd, 2001. Here we go. The first iPod was released.
Oh,
Say
I think I
hello.
got that one in about 2008.
Yeah.
About the time I finally had money.
Same. $400 for a portable radio player? No way. Think different. All right, Chastity, you answered the question I was going to ask. When is the first time you actually got the iPad or iPod?
Well, legitimately. So, what year was that? You said 2001?
2001.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my birthday rolled around. I'm not joking. Like literally 3 or 4 years later, and I asked every friend I knew for enough money to buy one because I was so desperate. And they actually came through. And I remember going to the Grove, Scott, in LA. I remember I went to the Grove and I went to the Apple store, and I got it. And it was magical. And I still have it. It's in the archives in my office. I need to clean out my house.
What year did you go to the Grove? I might have been the security director over there. Maybe I stopped you from stealing. 2004 to
I might have been working
2007.
at that Barnes and Noble at the Grove, so you
Oh
never
my God.
know.
It was like 2004.
Oh yeah. I was the security director at the farmers market and the property that owns the Grove. Wow. Okay.
Oh wow. Wow. We met
You missed
before
me
we
by
even
a
knew
couple
it.
of years.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
We could have all run into each other at the same time.
But for story purposes, we were all there together.
Well, we were all on that trolley, just going back and forth, back and forth. Scott, when did you first get an iPod?
So again, I was in Chicago. These are my Chicago years. The early 30s for me. This is why I have an iPhone to this day, because I won an MP3 player competitor in some contest at work. And so I couldn't justify buying the iPod.
Right.
So I had to walk around with this stupid MP3 player thing. Like it was what was it? A Zoom? What did they call it? Did they call them a Zoom? A Zoom.
Yeah.
It was like that.
Zoom. Yeah,
it wasn't that.
Yeah.
But I just felt so embarrassed that I have all Apple products to this day because I never want to be that guy again. It was
a shame.
For me, it was shameful.
I love it.
Shaming myself. I would hide it in those big puffy jackets you'd wear in Chicago. This is just see the headphones. That's all you need to see.
I got a used one of the original first edition, whatever, a couple years later. But I'm a music guy. At the time, I was writing for this website called tinymixtapes.com, and I was I was never a pretentious music journalist type because like Neil Diamond's 12 Songs was my favorite album of 2005. But I just remember I was like, what are you talking about? I've got these rows and rows and rows and rows and rows and rows and rows of CDs. I'm not going to get rid of those for that. What are you talking about? That's crazy talk.
Yeah.
I've spent all this crazy talk.
Well, I had in my car, you remember the folders, right? The big books, the folder books that held like 400 CDs. I have like 8 of those. And my 2007 Mustang I'm trying to sell right now. And so I just cleaned it out. All of my whole trunk was full of those big books. So I still have them all with all my CDs from that era. It's like opening up a time capsule.
This is weird. Chester, are we the same person?
Wow.
Because we love the Spice Girls. I have a 2002 Mustang, and I have one of those books I found in storage with my old mix CDs from the early 2000s.
Wow.
That is
I have
awesome. We are kindred spirits.
Oh, you guys definitely are. I only have 4 CDs in my 2006 Toyota Yaris.
Hold on. That's equivalent to your VHS tapes. Or wait, was it Ken that had 4?
No.
Ken had 4.
Ken had 4. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And I have 4 CDs.
That's
okay.
It's getting
one
spooky.
of them is Billy Joel, not the Spice Girls.
That counts. That works.
Yeah.
Scott didn't start the fire, but Apple sure did. 2001. What a time! I cannot believe 20 years. We were talking about 40 years of MTV last week and last show, and now 20 years of having your entire music collection on an easy but difficult to use wheel.
The little wheel.
And that is our segment we call A Bucket Full of Pop. Go ahead and hit that bumper.
Oh, we do.
All right. And one day we are just going to talk about Larry Hagman on there. I put him on the title there. Real quickly here, I always love asking new guests here on the Internet for Old People program. What is one trend that you actively fought against but now take part in freely? An iPod is an answer for me. Is there anything, tech, social media, clothing, Spice Girls, anything that you fought against but now you're like, yeah, that was the way? Shasta?
Social media.
Yeah.
I still don't like it.
Same.
I mean, here's the thing. I feel like sometimes with my job, I have to do it. You know, I connect with my audience a lot in that way, and I love connecting with my audience. But sometimes it feels like another job. Like when I get off the air, it's like, okay, now I have to spend a couple hours, like, you know, doing all that stuff. So it just feels like a little bit of a weight, and I just hate haters. In fact, we're on YouTube, and that terrifies me. I'll never read the comments. But besides that, I'm on board with it because, like, if you don't post it, it didn't happen, right? So
Right.
you got it.
No, and I'll tell you what, I'm with you on a lot of that there. But here's one of
Yeah.
the most wonderful things about the Good People Association is we're a growing channel. We're starting. We obviously want to get bigger and we want bigger numbers. But we have such a great chat. And a lot of that is either, people that knew us before from other things, Schmodown and Collider and everything. But I always give credit to the Shinedown fans because Eric Bass of Shinedown is one of our co-owners. And I wasn't super familiar and I just didn't know. And I was like, I don't know what energy those kind of fans are going to bring. And every day and every show, we have this core group of Shinedown fans who are the most positive family kind of building
That makes
group
me
of
happy.
fans. So
Just that Rock is like the posy in this makes me really happy. So
Well,
that's cool.
so what I'm
I'm
saying-
not surprised at all.
what I'm saying to Shasta is read the comments on this one. You'll be okay.
Okay, good.
So, Scott, what have you? You're probably like me. We've probably fought against a few things in life.
Yeah, I was going to say Z Cavaricci's was my first thought.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Just really reaching back.
Way back.
Because I embraced those fully in high school.
Jumped
I
in.
put those on layaway. That is not a joke. Pepe's, Z Cavaricci, Guess. I worked my tail off and paid $20 at a time to have those, and I was proud of it.
Yeah,
That
that makes sense.
is a great answer and a great
That makes
story.
sense. But I mean, ultimately, it's YouTube. It's
Yeah.
I
Oh, okay.
there's no way I was going to start a YouTube channel. I was like, first of all, it's too late. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Look,
It's over.
it's
Everyone's on TikTok.
it's hard. Yeah, I remember you kind of texted me like, "Hey, I'm thinking," and I just wanted to be like, "Just run for the hills. Just don't worry about it." But I got to tell you, Scott, what you do on your channel, and if anyone in chat is here, go subscribe after the show to Scott Antonucci on YouTube. He puts together. You can see how he's a great cinematographer too. He does these great, thoughtful, long form kind of essays on, and it starts with acting and his pursuit of acting, but that translates to any profession and a lot of life lesson stuff. I actually watched his video on finances. Was like, oh, that's right. I better take a note there about how to invest.
Oh, nice.
How to invest in stocks and
good.
stuff.
Yeah, I gotta invest in stocks and stuff.
So I can't recommend. So you might be late to the game, but you're here, and I think you're doing great work. So
Thank you. As are you. We're all good people.
we're doing all right over here. We're doing all right.
Doing okay.
All right, you answered that question perfectly. Both of you, great answers there. All right, first this, and on the other side, we've got our game. Oh, I know it.
Oh boy.
Can people see us right now? I hope not.
They can hear you, but they can't see you.
Oh, you can't take me anywhere.
There you go. Yeah, that one's a favorite of
We
mine.
weren't moving.
Yeah, that's a favorite song of mine from my radio days. It's still one of the longest titles I've ever had to say on air. I'm
Yeah,
sure you as well,
right?
Jessica.
No kidding.
Yeah. Chris O'Connor, one-man band. Basically, that was it. He kind of made this demo. That was it.
Got it out of the system and
Got it.
moved on.
Moved it
One
on.
and done.
Moved on. Indeed. All right. This is the game. Oh, I know it. It's a pretty simple concept here. Today we're doing TV shows, and what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you the year. Your buzzer is your name, Shasta, Scott. So if you want to buzz in on just the year and take a wild guess, you can. But then your opponent will then get to steal or take over that round.
Wow.
I will list off one actor at a time, beat by beat, up to 5 for this TV show. Could be guest stars, cameo appearances. I'm trying not to cheat you, but we'll build up to an easier and easier guess. All right,
Okay.
first to 3. Are you ready for this very serious, life-changing competition?
I am
Chester?
going to fail on my face, but go for it.
Scott, are you going to fall and fail on your face? Or are you ready?
I will fail on Shasta's face.
Okay, that works. Here we go. First one up, best of 3. Your name
Don't know
is
what
your
that means.
buzzer. 1998. Nathan Fillion. Scott, no, he didn't buzz in.
Go for it. I got nothing.
I didn't hear his name, so I'm gonna go. David Ogden Stiers. Richard Raculo. Trailer Howard. Ryan Reynolds.
Oh.
I'll give
That
you
rings a
all
bell.
a second.
This is so embarrassing for.
Scott, I'm counting on you. I literally have no idea.
I'm counting on me, and
5,
I literally have no idea.
4,
We
Um,
suck.
3, 2,
We're good.
1. 2 guys, a girl, and a pizza place.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I would have never gotten that.
No?
I wasn't even in my realm.
Wow, I got to tell you,
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds hits the scene. Trailer Howard, who'd go on to be in one of my favorite crappy movies, Dirty Work, with Norm Macdonald.
Dirty work.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, that means good thing I have
Yeah,
I have bonus
I'm really
questions.
embarrassed by that.
Now I'm not going to the comment section for sure.
No, I quit.
They're
I
gonna be
quit. Can I
scored.
quit?
This might be the first like 1-0 game. All right, next one here. From 1982,
Okay.
Oh God.
Peter Scolari. William
Sanderson.
Scott.
Bosom buddies.
Wrong.
Okay. I still got a chance.
You still got a chance. Peter
Okay,
Scolari.
wait. I have a second guess.
No, you're out. You're out.
Oh, he's out.
He's
it's
out.
on me?
Okay.
Oh dear God.
All
I'm
you.
getting
So
sweaty.
Peter
Oh, well,
Scolari.
that breaks my heart. It
Yeah.
breaks my heart.
Peter Scolari.
It breaks my
not
heart.
gonna
William Sanderson.
This heart that is not old.
Julia Duffy. He's trying to help you.
Oh, he's giving it to me and I don't know it. I don't
Tom-
know it. Keep going.
Tom Poston.
No, I don't. Maybe I'm not right.
Bob Newhart.
Oh, what was the name of the show? Scott, help me. Newhart.
That's it.
I
That's the one.
Say my name first.
That's the one.
Okay, just to be clear, I was 1 year old that year. That's not fair.
But the
Jesse,
show,
you did so good. See, you're already killing me in this game.
the
Oh,
show,
this
but the
is
show ran to
exhausting.
1990, and the big finale was in 1990, where he had the dream
Yeah,
from
the dream
Bob
back to the
Newhart
other-
show.
That's
the other
right.
show.
Okay, it's coming back. I told you I have a bad memory. Okay,
No,
all right.
it's
I
great.
got it
Hey,
though.
you're on the board, 1-0. Scott tried to help.
I remember seeing that ending live.
Yes, same.
Yeah. Wow.
Same. But hey, Bosom Buddies was a good guess. I was trying to throw you off the scent there with
Yeah,
Peter Scolari.
you did.
It worked for me.
And then if I felt you both were going to get it, I was going to name Mary Fran, who was the actual
There's
co-star.
only Mary Fran.
But
yeah.
Bob
yeah,
Newhart,
yeah.
star of Newhart, made sense. All right.
There's only 2 shows I know Peter Scolari in.
Yep. And then
You had to literally say the name of the show in the hint for me to
Right.
get it. Let's just be clear on that. So.
Okay,
and William
I tried.
Sanderson, who was part of the Larry, Daryl, and Daryl triple brothers, William
My name,
Sanderson
Larry, my
goes
brother
on
Daryl.
to one of my favorite shows there. Oh my God, that I just drew a blank on. What's the cowboy
See?
show? What's the cowboy show from HBO that I love so much? Kaika, help me.
Uh,
Deadwood.
Right now? Are you
Deadwood.
talking about-
Oh, Deadwood.
Oh,
It's like-
Deadwood, yeah.
It's my favorite show ever. I can't remember. William Sanderson goes on to be in Deadwood. All right, Chas is up 1-0. Question first of
Fire,
3.
Luke.
Question 3
Okay.
from the year 2000.
Okay.
Melissa McCarthy,
Oh.
Sean Gunn,
Scott.
Scott.
Is it Gilmore Girls?
Gilmore Girls, you're on the board.
Oh,
You got a point from Stars Hollow. Gilmore
God.
Girls, indeed.
It's based on a town in Connecticut where I'm from, so it's just
oh,
unfair.
that's cheating. I
It's
Is
never
it?
watched Gilmore Girls.
You never-
I would have never got.
Okay, so this is interesting.
It's based on Washington Depot, Connecticut.
That makes sense.
What?
And the name Gilmore Girls comes from the creators, Amy Sherman Palladino, of course, famously. They used to meet
Marvelous
at
and
the
amazing.
farmer's market, where eventually I would work as security director, which is owned by the Gilmore family. And they sat there. It was
Wow.
called Gilmore Girls. They'd have coffee every morning. So Chesty, so I'm a fan of the show, but you, Chesty, you'd never watched it?
No, I never watched. Never got into it. I don't
Okay.
know why. I was like, I don't remember again what era, but I was very into Dawson's Creek at that time.
That's a Lorelai thing to say.
It would be very Lorelai. Yeah, Scott. So did you end up watching Gilmore Girls like I did, taking it all in?
Yeah. So
Yep.
so my heart got broke by a girl who means nothing to me now because I'm married,
Yes.
and I watched all of it over the course of like one December, and then
Wait a minute.
the
Wait,
guy who
was this
who runs,
2016?
The guy who runs the coffee house, Jake.
Luke.
Yeah, Luke.
Scott
thank you,
Patterson
sorry.
played Luke. Yeah.
Luke. So I went to, I was in the middle of just like healing from this horrible breakup. I go to Trader Joe's just up the street from me here in Los Angeles to buy some food to just nourish my soul because I'm just putting it back together. And Luke from Gilmore Girls is standing right in front of me. Now the show had been off the air for years. So I run up to him like an idiot and I say, I really love your work, man. You saved my December. I don't know what he thought saved my December meant, but he was very nice.
That's great.
And he said, thank you. I appreciate that. He was a super nice guy. He was like, I
Yeah.
appreciate you watching. So then I of course had to finish the whole series and just like with this affinity for Luke, even though I couldn't remember his name a minute ago.
It's so so December of like 2016 or so. I didn't watch it during its run. I watched it on Netflix, binged it all.
Now I feel the pressure to watch it. Now I can binge it, I guess, on Netflix.
The great thing, it's like 7 seasons plus the reunion was out, but I was trying to impress somebody. I was like, I will watch it all. And it's old school network television, so each season's like 24 episodes.
Yeah, the seasons are long. You definitely see like
that's a lot of my life to commit to one show. That's a lot. Yeah.
It feels like a 13 episode season kind of show.
Yeah.
And but Amy Sherman
it goes on forever.
Just writes these scripts that are famously 120 pages for a 60-minute show.
Yeah. Kaika, you got an opinion on that?
I have World War II flashbacks when I think of that. A girlfriend in high school, every day after school, we would go and watch 2 episodes because it was on, I can't remember which channel it was on, but it was 2 episodes back to back. So I've seen the series 2 complete times.
There you go.
Oh, I love the guy commitment for the ladies. Though. Yeah, like that right now. That's I got to give you guys props for that.
All of our watchings were in relation to a woman in our lives.
And then the lady on the show here has never seen it.
But I love that. I love that. And by the way, all 3 of us, not with those women we were trying to impress. So
that's true.
There's the lesson. But Gilmore Girls, like I said, is a great show. All right, we're tied up at 1. This has been my favorite edition of the game because it's sparking some fun conversation. All right, the next question from 1996. Wayne Knight, Jane Curtin, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Scott.
Yeah. Scott.
Oh, you said 96, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a bad. I shouldn't have said that.
3.
I went directly to Too Close for Comfort.
That is not it.
Which is like a 70s, 80s show.
Right.
Not even close to 96.
All right. So, Shasta, the balls.
But Jim J. Bullock was in that show.
And he wasn't that one. Not in this one.
No.
All right. So, Shasta.
Man, I am the king of losing the turn. That's just
well, I mean, I'm not going to pick it up, but keep going.
All right. For 1996, Wayne Knight, Jane Curtin, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Kristen Johnston, and John Lithgow.
Oh, from 96. Oh, God.
I mean, this is like, is this our third question? Third question? Third? Because my brain's like a rock.
Third rock from the sun.
Yeah, that's what we'll count it. She pulled it.
That's amazing.
Show, but I couldn't remember. Yeah, I know.
So quickly.
I know, Scott. It really is a talent. I know.
It really is.
Luckily,
I could see it playing in my head, but the title was not there. It wasn't even anywhere near.
That's great. No, you got it. You got it. I wasn't a huge fan of the show. I didn't like it or anything. I just didn't watch it. But I love John Lithgow. I'm still blown away because nowadays, and Scott, as a working actor in this town, the idea of doing TV is way more acceptable. In fact, maybe the preferred way to go. But back then, John Lithgow from film, from Harry and the Hendersons doing TV was like, what are you talking about?
Huge.
Yeah. So.
I mean,
Scott literally held my hand to get me to beat him. Like, God bless you.
Well, okay, but wait, we're not there yet.
Well, the problem is I'm an NPR nerd. That's what. And on the Puzzler every Sunday morning, they give me hints.
Let's see if we got it.
It's the thing.
Shasta has a 2-1 lead. It counts. It counts. Scott's being a gentleman, but here we go. Next question, possibly the winner here, from 1994. 1994.
Okay. Graduated high school.
Bess Armstrong, A.J. Langer, Wilson Cruz, Claire Danes, Jared Leto.
Oh, Scott.
Scott?
Is it My So-Called Life?
We're all tied up at 2. We're all tied up at 2.
I should have known that one. I'm embarrassed. Claire Danes, come on.
One season wonder, Winnie Holzman's character or creation. Winnie Holzman, great kind of writer, producer,
Great
also
show.
an actor, and she appears in Jerry Maguire in the therapy scenes. Great. She also worked on Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion. This was her big series. One and done, though. One and done.
Yeah, such a great show.
But it gave us Claire Danes and Jared Leto there. All right, we're tied up at 2. We're tied up at 2. Got some bonus questions here. Here we go.
Okay.
From 1979.
I'm out. I'm out.
But Chasta,
excuse me. Thank you for having me.
The series ran to 1988. Here we go. Kim Fields. Mindy Cohn. Lisa
Boy,
Wetchell.
I can't believe the fact that you're asking this question.
Nancy McKee.
Shasta.
Uh-huh.
Facts of life.
We're going to count it. I think Scott gave it to her, but I think she also got it naturally. Shasta wins. Shasta
Shasta,
wins.
that was well done. That was
Shasta
well done.
The biggest
wins.
load of crap ever.
Shasta, you're amazing. I just got schooled in my own profession.
Scott, give
so
him your
embarrassed.
address for the award. That was a scam. I apologize.
Shasta wins the pennant.
Pathetic.
Shasta wins the pennant.
Shasta.
Bobby
That is
Thompson
so
is hit a home
shameful.
run to left field, and Shasta wins the pennant. Yeah, 79 to 88. It went a while. It went a while. It went a
Right.
while.
It did.
All
Wow,
right.
that's crazy.
That's great. We have a big winner. That is our special edition of Oh, I Know It, the game show. Not quite sweeping the nation, basically because Josh Pretty, our game show on Friday, is actually sweeping the nation there.
Oh, okay. I see.
You both have
No
been
competition.
spectacular. This is a lot of fun. I love just bringing people in and sharing these memories. I really believe that pop is the culture that makes us nowadays. So thank you so much for coming in here. Scott, did you feel you survived this harsh spotlight of pop culture?
Yeah. I still never feel comfortable in pop culture
Yeah.
because pop culture always feels like a synonym for cool, and I
Yeah.
just never feel cool.
But that's the rub. It wasn't
know.
cool. It wasn't
not.
cool. I was a literal nerd, beat up in high school for, elementary school for loving Star Wars. I literally was that kid.
Buddy,
Yeah.
this is me now.
Yeah, and here I am, author of the book Why We Love Star Wars.
Right.
Get it wherever fine books are sold. So what wasn't cool is cool now, Scott. So you belong.
It is.
All right.
That's true. All right. I'll cling to that. Yes,
Thank
I held
you.
my own. I feel good.
Thank you. And
for
Scott,
having me.
tell them again where they can find you and your YouTube channel. I want
It's
everyone to follow you
everywhere.
over.
Just Scott Antonucci at Scott Antonucci at Twitter, at Instagram, Scott Antonucci.
Give it a
You'll see me.
follow. Shasta Lynn, the big winner today, but also the big winner for all the wonderful things you do up there, 107 The Bone. I really do have that trip there in my heart because I miss radio so much. Even though I do this weird weekend shift in Pennsylvania in my studio in Burbank, but it doesn't feel the same. I loved hanging out with you and Baby Huey up there. So thank you for coming on here. Tell them where they can find you and all your shows.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ken. This has been a freaking blast. You and I totally connected whenever you guys came up. So it was so cool when you reached out.
I love it.
So much fun to have the interviews at the station. So yeah, I work at 107.7 The Bone in San Francisco. If you're here locally, but you can hear it, of course, online from anywhere. And then I also host Soundwaves TV, which is a music station. It's all about supporting local musicians and artists here on the West Coast. So check that out. And I host the Rock Your Life podcast, which is my baby. So yeah, and you can find me. I hang out most on Instagram at Shasta Lynn. On Twitter, I'm at Shasta, and on Facebook, who cares?
Exactly.
I cannot thank you both enough. Really appreciate it. Thank you for coming on in there, and thank you to all of you watching and hanging out with this show. I know this is kind of a different presentation. A lot of the other fun, crazy, wild shows we got here, but this is my love of pop culture and the craziness, the silliness, and the poignant nature of it all rolled into one silly little ball. Thank you so much for supporting here. And again, if you're relatively new or just swinging by, check us out at the GPA.fun memberships. We got merch. We got exclusive merch that we announced to our members. It's going to be available to them first, but going to the general public shortly after that. So for everyone, including Ikaika at the desk and his memories of the Gilmore Girls, we'll see y'all next time here on Internet for Old People. Bye, friends. Bye.